In my village, it is ordinary to meet people in their late 90s whose minds are as clear as a young person's. They do not do crossword puzzles. They take no expensive pills. They simply live a certain way, a way that sharpens the mind without ever trying to. I am 92, and my own mind is clearer than it was at 60. Let me give you the 5 habits that did it. They cost nothing. First, let me tell you what these habits are not. They are not brain training. They are not games or puzzles bought to exercise the mind. Those things have their place, but they are not the secret. The secret is something deeper, a way of moving through ordinary daily life that keeps the brain engaged, calm, and alive, without any special effort at all. The Japanese mind stays sharp not because we work at it, but because of how we live the plain hours of every day. Here are the 5. The first habit: do one thing at a time completely. In the modern world, people are proud of doing many things at once. They eat while looking at a screen, talk while typing, listen while planning something else. They call it being efficient. I call it teaching your mind to never be fully anywhere. And a mind that is never fully present slowly loses its power to focus at all. In Japan, there is great respect for doing a single thing with full attention. When I drink my tea, I drink my tea. I am not also reading or worrying or planning. I am simply, completely drinking tea. When I sweep the porch, I sweep the porch, and nothing else exists for those minutes. This sounds almost too simple to matter, but here is the truth science has only recently confirmed. The brain is strengthened by deep, single-pointed attention and weakened by the constant scattered switching of doing many things at once. Every time you give one task your whole mind, you are training the very ability that keeps a mind sharp into old age, the ability to focus. Do one thing, fully, then the next. Your mind will thank you for the rest of your life. A scattered mind grows dull. A focused mind stays sharp. Stop doing 5 things at once. Do one thing with your whole self. That alone will change your mind more than any puzzle ever could. The second habit: use your hands every single day. This is one of the most overlooked secrets of a sharp mind. In my village, the old people are always doing something with their hands. Gardening, folding, mending, cooking from scratch, writing by hand, tending small plants, making things. The hands are never idle. And the hands, it turns out, are deeply connected to the brain. A very large part of your brain is devoted to your hands, to moving them with precision and skill. When you use your hands in detailed work, you are lighting up enormous regions of the brain. This is why people who knit, garden, play instruments, cook real food, or do fine handwork tend to keep their minds far longer than those who do not. I practice calligraphy. I tend my plants. I still repair things around the house with my own hands. My grandmother, who kept her sharp mind until she passed at 100, sewed every single day of her life. The hands keep the mind young. A person who lets their hands go idle, who buys everything ready-made, fixes nothing, makes nothing, is quietly letting a great part of their brain fall asleep. Find work for your hands every day. Garden. Cook real food from real ingredients. Mend. Build. Write by hand instead of typing. Make something. Idle hands are not just idle. They are a brain slowly going quiet. Keep your hands busy, and you keep your mind awake. The third habit. Walk after you eat. In my village, when a meal is finished, you do not sit down and grow heavy. You rise and you take a gentle walk, even a short one. We have done this for generations without knowing why. We simply knew it felt right, that it settled the body and cleared the head. Now science has explained what our grandparents only felt. After you eat, your blood sugar rises. A gentle walk, even 10 or 15 minutes, helps your body manage that rise smoothly instead of letting it spike and crash. And those spikes and crashes, repeated over many years, are deeply harmful to the brain. They are one of the quiet roads to a failing mind in old age. The simple act of walking after a meal protects your blood vessels, and the brain depends entirely on healthy blood vessels to stay clear. So we walk after we eat. Not far, not fast, just enough to keep the blood moving and the sugar steady. It is one of the simplest, most powerful things you can do for your mind, and almost no one in the modern world does it. They sit down instead, and slowly, meal by meal, year by year, they pay the price. After every meal, take a short, gentle walk. 10 minutes is enough. It steadies your blood sugar, protects your blood vessels, and the brain rides on those vessels. This one small habit, done after every meal for the rest of your life, guards your mind in a way no pill can. The fourth habit, and this one is more about the spirit than the body. Keep a beginner's mind. There is a concept in Japan called shoshin, the beginner's mind. It means approaching things with openness, curiosity, and humility, as if you were learning them for the first time, no matter how old or experienced you are. Here is why this keeps the mind sharp. The brain stays young when it is learning, when it meets something new and must build fresh pathways to understand it. The greatest enemy of an old mind is not age. It is the belief that you already know everything, that there is nothing left to learn. The moment a person decides they have learned all they need, their mind begins to close like a fist. I am 92, and I still consider myself a beginner at almost everything. Last year I began learning about the birds of this valley. I had lived here my whole life and never truly studied them. At 92, I am building new pathways in my brain, learning the names and songs of birds. That is Shoshin. Stay a student your entire life. Always be learning something you are clumsy at, something that humbles you. A mind that keeps learning cannot grow old in the way that matters. Never decide you have finished learning. Always be a beginner at something new. A language, a skill, a subject, the birds outside your window. The learning itself is what keeps the brain building, and a building brain does not fade. Stay humble, stay curious, stay a student until the very end. And the fifth habit, the one that protects the mind in a way most people never think about. End each day by naming what was good. The state of your mind is not only about focus and blood vessels, it is also about peace. A mind soaked in worry, regret and resentment ages faster and clouds sooner. A mind that rests in gratitude stays clearer longer. Every evening before I sleep, I sit quietly for a few minutes and I name to myself the good things of the day. The warmth of the morning sun, a good cup of tea, a bird I had not seen before, a kind word from a neighbor. They are almost always small things, but the act of finding them every single night trains the mind to look for what is good instead of dwelling on what is wrong. And a mind that dwells in worry and bitterness is a mind under constant strain, and chronic strain damages the brain over time, as surely as poor blood sugar does. The chemicals of stress, year after year, wear the mind down. But a calm, grateful mind is a mind at rest, and a mind at rest repairs itself. So I end each day by gathering its small treasures. It costs nothing, takes minutes, and it has kept my heart light and my mind clear for decades. Before you sleep, name 3 good things from your day, however small. It calms the mind, lowers the strain that wears the brain down, and trains you to live in gratitude instead of worry. A peaceful mind is a mind that lasts. End each day by finding its quiet gifts. 5 habits. Do one thing at a time completely. Use your hands every day. Walk after you eat. Keep a beginner's mind. And end each day by naming what was good. Notice, not one of them is a brain game. Not one costs money. They are simply a way of living, the way my village has lived for centuries, that keeps the mind clear and alive far longer than anything you could buy. And I will tell you the secret that runs beneath all 5. A sharp mind is not a mind that is constantly entertained or busy. It is a mind that is engaged, calm, and present. The modern world believes the brain stays young through stimulation. More screens, more games, more information, faster and faster. It is exactly backwards. The brain stays young through deep attention, useful work, steady blood, humble curiosity, and inner peace. Quiet things, slow things, the very things the modern world has forgotten. You do not need to buy anything to keep your mind. You need to live, deliberately and calmly, the way human beings lived for thousands of years before the noise arrived. Do these 5 things, and there is every reason to believe your mind can stay with you, clear and present, all the way to the end. Mine has. I am 92, and I am still here, fully, completely here. I hope with all my heart that you will be too. My father kept his clear mind until he died at 97. His mother until she passed beyond 100. None of them did anything special. They simply lived this way, without ever naming it. Now I have named it for you. The rest is only practice, repeated quietly day after day for the rest of your life. Start with 1. Tomorrow, drink your tea and do nothing else. Just that. The clear mind begins with a single moment of full attention. Build from there. I will be here, drinking my tea, fully present, and I hope you will join me.